program, including 104, 500, and 700. So this 104 is on weekdays starting today, and from 15th Feb onward, it's 700 and 500. Yes, Sandeep sir. So over to you.
Sure. Thank you. Can you please make me the host? Or I think I do have the access. All right, guys. So here we're gonna discuss about why nowadays cloud is very popular, right? Acha, first of all, from my side, so I have around 8 years of experience in IT, and right now I'm working as a senior cloud operations engineer, where actually I'm working on both Azure and AWS, right? So whatever the trainings I am going to provide, whatever the things you are going to learn from me, that is totally going to be the industry based, right? It is not going to be like I am just here to train you. No, whatever the procedure, whatever the steps companies are doing in real time, so based on that I'm going to provide you all the knowledge. All right. So there are multiple clouds in nowadays the companies are using, right? And the AWS is the very popular one. But after AWS, we have the Microsoft Azure one. In order to start with any of the cloud vendor, right? We have to just think of that why we need cloud. Why cloud is needed. Anybody can please speak on that. What is cloud? Just unmute yourself and just give me your
Yeah,
thoughts.
sir. Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Ranjay this side. Sir, cloud, it is on-demand delivery service. We can
All right.
use cloud anywhere in the world over the internet
Correct.
because you have the one laptop and you have a connection. You can access the any kind of resources from the Azure.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank
this
you.
is one thing.
And provide the scalabilities and reduce the latency and many kind of things and pay as you use. These kind of things we consider in Azure and cloud things.
Correct. 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 Just give me 1 second. Someone is asking in the chat. Mohit, it is just going to be a demo session, right? And then it depends on the majority of the students whether they want to start in English or Hindi. Okay. So once we will start our classes over there, we will decide. So as it is just a demo session, so it is going to be in English. Okay. Yeah. Correct. So why cloud is needed? Because see, nowadays no need to configure infrastructure in your on-prem environment. No need to set up the server. No need to purchase the server. No need to procure the servers. Whatever things you were doing earlier in your on-prem infrastructure, that can be configured on cloud. And the best part is everything is going to be managed by the cloud provider. Everything in the sense, if you were configuring servers in your on-prem network, right, then you have to manage power backup, you have to manage the place where you're going to mount your servers, right? You have to um, make high availability of your network also, and then firewalls, everything you need. But in cloud it is pre-configured. You have to just opt it, you have to just opt the service and start configuring it as per your need. Let's say I want some virtual machines. I want Windows Server operating system. So what I can do, I can create virtual machines in Azure. And if you want to create it in AWS, it is called as EC2 instance. You can configure over there. And the services which you are configuring on cloud, that can be accessed with the help of internet from any corner of the world. You just need internet connection. That's it. That is again a benefit. And as I told, whatever the maintenance, whatever the power backup, whatever the network devices, everything Microsoft is going to manage for you. You need not to worry about anything. You have to just configure your service. That's it. That is why it is very popular. You can take one more example, Office 365, right? Intunes. So these are the examples of cloud itself. It is software as a service provided by the Microsoft. Earlier, you were configuring Exchange server in your environment, but now it is not needed. You can configure all those things. What you are configuring on your on-prem Exchange server, the same can be configured on Exchange Online. You just need to log in onto the Exchange Online portal. That's it. So that is why nowadays cloud is very popular, because it is hassle free actually. You need not to bother about anything. Whatever configuration you are doing from your end, that you have to manage, right? But where actually you are making the configuration, basically the hardware, it is going to managed by the Microsoft or any of the cloud vendor you are opting for. So this is what cloud is. Cloud is nothing. Cloud is also a data center, a physical data center, where actually a huge servers are available, a huge infrastructure is available, which Microsoft is offering you on rent basis. Basically, you can say you are taking all the services on rent basis. You will be billed for the services, whatever your service you are going to use in Azure, you will be billed for those services only on monthly basis. If you want to just take a tour, let me go to Azure Data Center. Explore global data centers. So Microsoft has multiple data centers, guys, right? Which is available across world. See, wherever you can see these dots or these blue dots, right? So here you will be able to see the data center. All right. So I can give you one more tour. If I'll go to virtual Microsoft data center. See guys, it is a virtual tour actually, right? So you can enter into the lobby. It is taking time today. I think my internet is slow. All right, this is lobby guys, right? But we want to enter into the server room actually. This is operations room. This is mechanical area. Yeah, and this is the server room, guys. Let's enter into the server room. So you can see the server room is the heart of the Microsoft Cloud's massive computing and storage services, right? So once you will enter into it, you will be able to see multiple server racks. So ultimately, Microsoft is also having a one physical data center where actually they have configured multiple types of servers, and as per the need of the customer, they can start configuring their virtual machine, their storage, their backup, everything the customers can start configuring onto these servers. So this is how Microsoft is managing the cloud platform, or it is providing you the services. This is a real-time view, guys, right? This is it is going to be as same as you can see in front of your screen right now. Now it depends on you that what service actually you want to configure. Now if I log into my Azure portal, so guys, in order to create or in order to use the Azure portal, we have to create one account over there, right? So either you can create a free trial account or you can create a pay as you go account also. So I will let you know how to create a free trial account or how you can get a pay as you go account. All right. So for now, I'm already using my pay as you go account and I'm going to log in onto it, portal.azure.com. And here you can see, guys, whatever services you are able to see. If let's say I want to create a virtual machine, then ultimately this virtual machine is going to be configured in one of these servers. Whatever network I'm going to configure, whatever firewalls, everything, storage, whatever services I'm going to configure in Azure, ultimately on the back end, it is going to be configured on these physical devices. But why it is called as cloud? That is all because the services are available with the help of with the help of internet, you can access any of the service which is available in Azure. That is why it is called as cloud. All right. So this is just a portal. So whenever you are going to create a Azure account, right? So in that case, it is going to be the portal and here you are going to configure the services. Now it depends that which subscription you are using. Subscription is must. Without subscription, you will not be able to use any of the service in Azure. So either it can be a free trial or it can be a pay as you go. Pay as you go means as soon as I will start running the services or I will start configuring the services, Microsoft will going to charge me. And if I'm going to stop those services or I'm going to delete those services, Microsoft will stop charging me. That is why it is called as pay as you go. And in free trial, guys, you have to use your credit card to create the account. And then you are going to get $200 for 1 month. You will get $200 for 1 month in order to configure the services in Azure. Okay, so how to get that free trial account and all. So I will let you know in our first class. All right. So any doubt, any question till now? Am I clear to everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, sir, cleared.
All right. So how to start with the cloud platform or how to start with the cloud basically profile? Let's say if you are working as a, if you are already working as a system administrator, okay, or you are working as a desktop support engineer, all right, or you are working as a systems engineer. So there are multiple kinds of profile, okay, systems engineer. Then guys, it is going to be the best course for you in order to get or in order to get a high package job, right? So this technology, Azure or any of the cloud, is the path for you. So if you have already the experience in IT field of around, let's say you are already working in the IT field from last 5 years, and you are just working on the on-prem technology, on-prem servers, then you should go for cloud technology. All right. And in order to start with Azure, there is a fundamental, first of all, which is AZ900. It is going to be a fundamental course, guys, where actually you are going to understand that what is cloud computing, what is Azure, what and all services are offered by the Azure, what is public cloud, what is private cloud, what is hybrid cloud. So all those stuffs you will be able to get in AG900. It is just a basic course, fundamental, right? After that, you can go for 104, AZ 104. It is an administrator level course, the advanced version of 900, basically, you can say, where actually you are going to learn each and every service which can be configured in Azure. Either it would be load balancing, it would be firewalls, network, all right, network. Then you have application gateway, routing, multiple things, like whatever services are offered by the Azure, you are going to learn it in 104. So first of all, we are going to focus on 900 first of all, where actually I'm going to, like, you will be able to understand the concept that why cloud is being used and what and all cloud models are. Right? So I'm going to cover 900 also, guys. Whatever topics are there in 900, I will cover those topics also, because I want to make your foundation first of all, right? So once you will be able to understand the concept, then you will be able to work on 104 or whatever services are there. You will be able to understand those services, right? And after this is basically path I am telling you, right? So right after this, right after doing these all things, you have to follow this path actually. 104. And then after that, you can go with AZ500. This is an security level. It's a security level where actually you are going to be the master of security in Azure. That how you can configure the firewall, how you can configure the NSGs, how you can configure the firewall rules, security policies, how you can secure your websites, how you can secure your applications. This thing you are going to learn in 500. After that, it would be AZ700, which is going to be network. You are going to learn network, that how network can be configured in Azure. And once you will be able to work on these technologies, after that you can go for AZ305, which is going to be Azure Architect, Azure Cloud Architect. Now, who's Azure Cloud Architect? Basically, let's say as a client, if I have some requirement, right? So then in that case, you are going to provide me the solution. So that architect is going to design that how infrastructure is going to be configured. where you are going to build the infrastructure, how the security is going to be, how the network is going to be. So everything is going to be defined by cloud architect, and the implementation is going to be done by the administrator, or the person who has already the knowledge of 500, 700, and 104. That person is going to implement those configurations. So this is the right path actually if you want to go with Azure, Microsoft Azure. Once first you have to do 900 and 104, after that 500, 700, and then you can go with the cloud architect, where it is basically a highly paid job actually. Highly paid job. Okay. So first of all, we are going to focus in these two, 900 and 104. And later on, guys, if you want to write the exam, you want to get the global certification for 104, I will help you out with that also, that how you can clear the certification, how to book the exams, right? And then how you can write the exam from your home itself, and then how you can clear it. So all those stuff I will help you out. And whatever the topics we are going to discuss, so for all topics you are going, for all the topics you are going to get the study material, either in the form of PPT, or it is going to be the whole book of 104 like this. This is the complete book of 104. Whatever things you are going to learn, right? So the same things you will be able to see in this book also. See, if let's say you want to configure some authentication method, security, password reset, self service password reset, right? Acha, Azure AD also we are going to cover. Entra ID nowadays it is called as, right? So it is also the part of 104, where actually you are going to see how Entra ID can be configured, how you can add your custom domain of your organization, and how you can create the new users account, how you can assign the license to them, how to give the delegate control of your Entra ID, right? So we are going to discuss all these things in our 104 module, right? And we have around 9 modules. I have created 9 modules, which is related to your virtual machines, load balancing, network, application gateways, firewalls. So all those 9 modules PPTs you can see here. So I'm going to share it with you. Mm, yeah, you can see guys, PPTs, module 1, 2, 3, 4, like. So if you will open any of the module, you will be able to see the topics: storage, Azure Storage Explorer, shared access signature, right? And like this, you will be able to understand all the things. Okay, so first of all, we are going to understand the concept of the service, that why this service is being used. So once we will understand it with the help of diagram, and then we are going to implement it in real time. Mohit, I'll be covering both in 104. So you need not to worry about, don't go for 900. You can directly book the exam for 104. No need to go for 900. If company is paying for 900, then you can write the exam. Okay. But if you have to pay it from your own pocket, then you should go for 104. All right. Yeah. So as I told, 9 modules are going to be there. So we will start one by one, and you will be getting all the study material, interview questions for 104, as well as for 500 and 700, the PPTs, and all the study material I will be providing you, and even some assignments also. Okay. And One more thing. So if let's say you want to focus, or if let's say you want to go for, let me help you out with one more thing here, is your 104 exam. Hmm. Preet, that would be later on, right? First of all, we have to focus on these three: 104, 500, and 700. 305 later on. Yes, I used to give training on 305 also, but to go for 305, you should have experience on these things first of all. Then it is going to help you out with 305. All right. Yep. Yeah. So this is the official documentation for 104, guys. Here also you will be able to see all the topics. You can see prerequisite for Azure administrator, manage identities and governance in Azure, configuring manage virtual network, implement manage storage in Azure, deploy and manage Azure compute resources, monitor and backup Azure resources. So we are going to strictly follow these topics, right? So which can help us out to crack the exam. If you want, I can give you this link. So it is in your chat, guys, everyone. Hmm. So the link is in your chat. You can follow the same link, or if you want to look into the topics, you can look it from your side also. But from my side, I'm going to give you the full book, the full PDF of Azure 104 and 500 and 700 both. Right. Now let's go back to the PPT of cloud computing fundamentals. That what is cloud again? Let's get back to the topic, right? Cloud computing. It is a delivery of computing service over the internet. This is what I explained initially, right? In order to access any of the service, you can access it with the help of internet. Either it would be network, database, software, analytics, anything. Even OneDrive is also one of the biggest example, guys, right? OneDrive you can access from any of the laptop. It is also a cloud solution. It is software as a service provided by Microsoft. All right. Then you can see, rather than managing files on a local server or local storage device, cloud computing makes it possible to save them over internet. You can save it over the internet and you can access it from any corner of the world whenever it is needed. Just one internet connection is needed. If you have your internet connection, you can configure the resources, you can make the changes in your resources, you can delete it, you can reconfigure it, you can stop it. Anything you can do with the help of internet by connecting the portal. That is your portal. All right. Then we have types of cloud computing. We have two models actually. In cloud computing, we have two models. First is deployment model, and the second would be service model. Right? Now, in deployment model, you can see three types of cloud are there: public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. Public cloud means anyone can configure the resources whenever it is needed. Any customer can create their account in Azure and they can start configuring their services and they can start using it. It is going to be available for everyone. Means, see, we were just going through with this virtual lab, right? So if I'm talking about public cloud, in that case, If let's say my virtual machine is configured on this server, just for example, guys, on this first server, so it might possible the virtual machine of second organization also is going to be on the same server. This is public cloud. And it is cheap also. If you will compare it with the hybrid or private, it is cheaper. Why? Because you are sharing the resources with multiple organizations. Virtual machines, other companies will not be able to access your virtual machine, but it is going to be there on the single server, on a single hardware. That is what public cloud. If you are going to opt for private cloud, then a dedicated service would be allocated, a dedicated server would be allocated for your organization. In that case, either you will use or not, Microsoft is going to charge you because they have allotted it for your company only. Only you are going to configure the server, the services, or you are going to configure the virtual machine inside this server. Else, no one will be able to. कोई और नहीं कर पाएगा. क्यों? क्योंकि ये आपकी कंपनी के लिए असाइन कर दिया है माइक्रोसॉफ्ट ने. दिस इज प्राइवेट क्लाउड. नाउ हाइब्रिड, द कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ बोथ पब्लिक एंड प्राइवेट, जहां पे आपको पब्लिक क्लाउड भी चाहिए, लाइक शेयर्ड रिसोर्सेज भी चाहिए, एंड जहां पर आपको अपना प्राइवेट क्लाउड भी चाहिए. इन दैट केस यू कैन गो विद हाइब्रिड. Or hybrid, you can relate it with your on-prem servers and the cloud servers. That is also called as a hybrid cloud model. So this is public, private, and hybrid. Any doubt, any question regarding this? Am I clear to all?
या सर एक क्वेश्चन था
Yes.
मेरा,
Yes, go ahead, please.
क्योंकि क्या है प्राइवेट प्राइवेट क्लाउड में जो उसका पेज होगा रहता होगा तो मिनिमम प्राइसिंग आती रहेगी सर, प्राइवेट सर्वर हम लोग एलोकेट करेंगे तो उसकी हाई प्राइसिंग रहती होगी शायद क्या?
करेक्ट. वो जितना आप कंप्यूट ले रहे हो बेस्ड ऑन दैट माइक्रोसॉफ्ट चार्ज करता रहेगा आपको. देखो पब्लिक में क्या, पब्लिक क्या करेगा ना, पब्लिक जब आप स्टार्ट करना सर्विस को स्टार्ट करोगे या वीएम को स्टार्ट करोगे, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट तभी चार्ज करेगा आपको.
हम्म,
बट प्राइवेट में चाहे स्टार्ट करो या ना करो,
तब भी चार्जेस,
वो
अच्छा वो
आपको,
उसने रिजर्व कर लिया ना इसलिए अपने लिए।
बिल्कुल वो रिजर्व हो गया हार्डवेयर आपके लिए.
हम्म,
क्योंकि माइक्रोसॉफ्ट तो कमा रहा है ना शेयर्ड रिसोर्सेज से. बट
जी
अगर वो सिर्फ आपको दे देगा, तो उस केस में तो
तो
आपको पे करना ही पड़ेगा, चाहे आप उसको स्टार्ट करो, वहां पे वीएम्स कॉन्फ़िगर करो या ना करो. जब
जी
रिलीज कर दोगे तब स्टॉप हो जाएगी आपकी बिलिंग.
यस सर।
है ना?
सर तो इसमें 104 में आप इंट्रा आईडी का क्या क्या पार्ट कंप्लीट करने वाले हैं?
आप क्या क्या चाहते हो?
मैं तो B2B चाहता हूँ, B2C चाहता हूँ, SSO भी चाहता हूँ, ये सारी चीजें।
अच्छा, ये सारी चीजें बहुत एडवांस लेवल पे ये चली जाएंगी आपकी. उसके साथ हम आपको 365 करना पड़ेगा उसके लिए, या आपको आईआईएम का कोर्स करना पड़ेगा.
IIM,
एंट्रा आईडी में ही आ जाता है ये सब, आईआईएम वगैरह,
हाँ,
आइडेंटिटी एक्सेस.
IM रोल्स, राइट, IM
ठीक है.
रोल्स।
हाँ, तो इसके लिए आपको ऑफिस 365 के साथ जाना पड़ेगा. बट मैं यहाँ पर
हम्म,
क्या कवर करूंगा, मैं आप यहाँ पर कस्टम डोमेन कैसे ऐड करना है, और ऑन प्रीम डोमेन को कनेक्ट कैसे कराना है, यूजर्स को
हाँ,
कैसे
एटी
माइग्रेट कराना
कनेक्ट।
है. करेक्ट,
हम्म,
करेक्ट, करेक्ट. सो ऑल दीज टॉपिक्स एंड द लाइसेंसेस आल्सो आई एम गोइंग टू कवर. लाइसेंसेस, फिर उसके बाद कैसे देते हैं, डेलीगेट कंट्रोल कैसे दिया जाता है. ठीक है. लाइक लीस्ट प्रिविलेज्ड एक्सेस देना है ना, कि सिर्फ यूजर यूजर क्रिएट कर पाए, अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट ही विल नॉट बी एबल टू डिलीट एनी यूजर्स अकाउंट. है ना? तो वो डेलीगेट कंट्रोल कैसे देते हैं वो बात करेंगे हम लोग यहाँ पे. सो दीज ऑल थिंग्स आर गोइंग टू बी देयर. एमएफए कैसे एक्टिवेट होगा पर यूजर. ठीक है, multi-factor authentication, self service password reset कैसे होगा? So all those things we will be discussing here. Got it? I think we lost him. Okay. So this is what cloud models are. So guys, whenever you are going for the interview, right? For any of the cloud interview, either it would be AWS or Azure, definitely the basic questions are going to be start from what is public, what is private, what is hybrid. Differentiate between them. This is going to be the first question from the interviewer. Either you have the experience of 10 years, then also, first of all, they are just going to check your basic understanding about cloud. You have to give the examples, you have to give the real time scenarios in order to explain the answer of this question. So topic wise, as soon as we will cover our topic, so topic wise, I'm going to help you out that what are all are going to be the interview questions, so that you will get the idea and it is going to help you out during your interviews. All right. So whatever things I have explained, so the same things you will be able to see in this PPT, public cloud, right? The shared platform resources. And then here you can see private cloud, which is going to be assigned to a dedicated organization or to a single organization. So you can say a private cloud is a model of cloud computing where the infrastructure is dedicated to a single organization. This is what private cloud is. All right. Then we have hybrid, which can be the combination of both public cloud and private cloud. Or it can be the combination of your on-prem servers and the cloud servers, Azure servers. Right. Then we have service model, which is IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. IaaS is basically infrastructure as a service. PaaS, platform as a service. SaaS, software as a service. These are the service model, right? So under infrastructure as a service, it is going to be like you will be able to create your infrastructure like virtual machines, firewalls, networks, switches, right? Routers. So it is going to be infrastructure as a service. Storage, right? Then we have platform as a service. So majorly as a cloud operations engineer or as a cloud engineer, you are going to work on infrastructure as a service, where you have to deal with virtual machines, their communication, their network, their security, right? Everything you have to deal with. All right. Then you have PaaS model, which is platform as a service. So it is actually being used by the software developers. Let's say you are a developer, right? You want to write your code and you want to test it, whether it is working fine or not. In that case, the platform is already there in the cloud. Let's say I'm writing my code in Java, I'm writing my code in Python. So the platform is already there. No need to install anything. Platform is already there. You have to just write your code and the testing software is also there. You can test it automatically, whether it is working fine or whether there is a bug in your software. Everything you will be able to get under platform as a service. So the end user is going to be software developers, guys. We are not going to deal with the configuration of the softwares and all, right? Only the developers are going to work on platform as a service. Then we have software as a service, SaaS. To understand the example, Office 365, Intunes, Google Apps is the biggest example. You can open spreadsheet, right? No need to open Excel and all. You can directly access spreadsheets, or you can directly access Excel online. No need to install Excel on your laptop. Same way Outlook. No need to install Outlook in your laptop. You can access it through the web browser. So this is the software as a service. And the users are end customer like we, right? We are using Google Apps, we are using Office 365, we are using Intunes, MDM, mobile application management, device management, right? So these are the examples to understand software as a service. Then these are the cloud providers, guys, nowadays in the market. AWS, Azure, IBM Cloud, VMware. Yeah, nowadays it is occupied by the Broadcom, right? Then a Google Cloud Platform, GCP, DigitalOcean, Alibaba, multiple cloud vendors are there. But these two are the popular one. AWS and Azure are the popular one, right? So we are going to focus on Azure. Then life cycle of a cloud computing solution. अब क्या है, आप ऑलरेडी कंपनी में काम कर रहे हो, ठीक है? एज अ सिस्टम एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर यू आर ऑलरेडी वर्किंग. अब आपको कैसे पता लगे कि भाई आपको अब क्लाउड पे जाना है, या फिर अगर आपको क्लाउड पे जाना है तो कैसे कॉन्फ़िगरेशन करना है, सब चीजें कैसे सर्विसेज को सेलेक्ट करना है. सो उस केस में पूरी प्लानिंग होती है. वो प्लानिंग है ये पूरी लाइफ साइकिल. प्लानिंग मतलब कि कौन सा क्लाउड आपको चाहिए, आपको एडब्ल्यूएस के साथ जाना है या एज्योर के साथ जाना है. अब एज्योर के साथ जाना है तो आप कैसे अपने वीएम्स बनाओगे. एग्जिस्टिंग, अब आपके पास कोई एग्जिस्टिंग सर्वर्स हो सकते हैं, उन सर्वर्स को कैसे मूव करोगे, या फिर नए सर्वर बनाओगे तो उनकी नेटवर्किंग कैसे होगी, उनकी सिक्योरिटी कैसे होगी, उनके लिए स्टोरेज कैसे बनेगी, उनके लिए बैकअप कैसे होगा, उनके लिए मॉनिटरिंग कैसे कॉन्फ़िगर होगा. सो वो सब प्लानिंग आपको पहले करनी पड़ेगी ना. ऐसा थोड़ा ना है, आंख बंद करके गए और अपना क्लाउड पे वर्चुअल मशीन्स बना दी या सर्विसेज कॉन्फ़िगर कर दी. उस केस में तो आप लॉस करोगे कंपनी का. सो एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग टू बी प्लान्ड. You have to plan it first, and then you have to opt for the services in cloud. Then what and all is going to be the planning? First of all, you have to define the purpose. आपको clarity होनी चाहिए that which cloud model you want. You want to go with you want to go for public, you want to go for private, or you want to go for both public and private. You must have the clarity on your business requirement, that whether high availability of the servers are needed or not, load balancing is needed or not. We have to define the purpose first of all, that why we want to go for cloud, and if we are going for the cloud, then what model suits our requirement, right? So once you are clear with this point, then you are going to define the hardware. अब मान लो आप पहले से एक वेब एप्लीकेशन रन कर रहे थे, ठीक है? तो आपको एक आइडिया तो होगा ना कि उस सर्वर पे कितना कंप्यूट चल रहा था, कितने आप सीपीयू यूज कर रहे थे उसके अंदर, कितना रैम यूज कर रहे थे, कितना हार्ड डिस्क यूज कर रहे थे. वो एक आपको आइडिया होगा. सो द सेम आइडिया यू हैव टू डिफाइन हेयर ऑल्सो, कि भाई आपको 4 वर्चुअल सीपीयू चाहिए, आपको 64 GB रैम चाहिए, आपको 1 TB एसएसडी चाहिए, या फिर आपको स्टोरेज के लिए कितना 500 GB स्टोरेज चाहिए, 1 TB स्टोरेज चाहिए, या फिर 500 TB स्टोरेज चाहिए. सो यू हैव टू डिफाइन द हार्डवेयर. स्टोरेज शायद इसमें नहीं आएगा, स्टोरेज नेक्स्ट में आएगा. बट यहाँ पे यू हैव टू जस्ट गो विद द साइज ऑफ द हार्डवेयर of your virtual machines or of your services, right? Then third would be स्टोरेज. हाँ देखो, बोला तीसरा स्टेप है, स्टोरेज का तीसरा स्टेप है. because obviously guys storage is must, right? अच्छा आप एक चीज और कर सकते हो. Let's say you have your on-prem file servers and you want to synchronize your on-prem file servers data to the cloud storage. It can be done, and even we are going to see it practically, that how it can be performed, or how we can synchronize our on-prem data to the cloud. तो ऑब्वियसली अगर मुझे सिंक्रोनाइज करना है तो मुझे क्लाउड में भी तो स्टोरेज की जरूरत होगी ना, तो स्टोरेज मुझे डिफाइन करनी पड़ेगी. यहाँ पे प्रीमियम स्टोरेज का अकाउंट भी बनता है आपका. You can get the normal hard disk HDD, you can get the normal SSD, and you can get the premium SSD also. अब obviously if you are taking premium SSD, then the read write operation speed of the data would be high. तो अब आपको प्रीमियम SSD में जाना है या नॉर्मल SSD में जाना है, that also you have to define, and it totally depends on the application कि एप्लीकेशन कितना फ्रीक्वेंटली डेटा को एक्सेस कर रही है. ऑलराइट, सो स्टोरेज you have to define. Then network, obviously in order to access any of the service, network is must, है ना, चाहे वो ऑन प्रेम में हो चाहे वो क्लाउड में हो. So you have to define the network. You can define the network series, whether you want to go with class A, class B, class C. You can define public IP also. If you want to expose the virtual machines with public IP, you can configure it. If you don't want, you can assign only private IP. Right? But for that, obviously, you have to define the network, that how big your network is going to be. How many VMs you are going to configure inside a single network, that you have to define. Right? Then after the network, there would be security. Now, obviously, if you are accessing anything through the internet, then it is your foremost responsibility that you should configure security. Secured हो आपका environment. अब security, how security can be implemented? Either you can configure network security groups, NSG, or you can configure firewall. So defining that who can enter in your network and who cannot, block listing the URLs that cannot be accessed through your virtual machines. Everything you can define in the security. Like whatever you're doing in on-prem, the same thing can be done under cloud. But you have to just plan it, that how you are going to limit the access. See, in cloud, guys, just write down my this thing. It is always recommended that you should provide the least privileged access to the users. Even if, let's say, you are in a cloud operations team, right? You are working in a cloud operations team. So no one is going to give you the admin access of the portal. You are going to get the least privileged access. Least privileged access means you are going to have the access of few services, not all the services of the company. Once you're going to spend more time in the organization, in that case, they will elevate your access. But initially, the least privileged access is going to be provided to you or your users. So how to do all these things is it is going to be under security that you have to define. Then process management and process tools. It is basically for this thing, monitoring. You have configured your environment and you want that you should get the alerts of the configuration, or even that if, let's say, someone has logged in on your server, so you want to get an alert for it, you can configure it in the cloud. If let's say any of the server is running high CPU utilization and you want to get an alert, you can configure it also. This is just the small examples, guys, right? There would be multiple things that can be done. All right. Then the last would be testing and process. Once you are good with all these steps, once you are clear with all these steps, then you are going to create a test environment. You are going to perform the testing that whatever you want, is it working fine or not? Or it is working as expected or not? If it is going to be working as expected, then you are going to configure the production environment. This is the whole process, guys. Even if let's say you are going to onboard any new client in your cloud services, then also you have to follow the same process. You have to test all those stuff which we have discussed. After testing all those things, then you are going to create the production environment, and then you are going to hand it over to the client. Now, this is the life cycle of cloud computing. In order to go for cloud, you have to follow all these steps. Then you can make your efficient cloud configurations. Either it would be on Azure or it would be any of the cloud model or any cloud vendor basically. So you have to follow the same life cycle, same steps. All right. Then we have, I think this is the end of the PPT. Uh, yeah. Now I'm going to pose myself. You have any question, you have any doubt, floor is open for you. Am I clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then I am giving you one task before we'll start our classes. Okay. I'm giving you one task. You have to go through with the um, Azure pricing calculator. Hopefully you are having the experience of on-prem, right? Now what you have to do, this is also a big job, guys, right? Basically, whenever you are going to opt for the service, then you should get some idea that what is going to be the cost. If you're going to configure 500 TB storage, right, then what is going to be the cost? If you're configuring 100 virtual machine, then what is going to be the cost? So in that case, you can use this Azure pricing calculator, where actually you will get the idea. Okay, just for example, I am getting idea for this virtual machine. So if I'll select this virtual machine, I can go to view, and now I have to define the region. As I told, Microsoft has multiple data center across world. So in which region actually you want to configure your um, virtual machine? Price will vary based on location also. If you are opting for two virtual CPU and 8 gig of RAM, right? Then it might possible that in Qatar Central you are going to get it in $100, and in India you will get it in $80, because each country has their own taxation system and all, right? So price will vary based on the location. Okay, let me just give you an example. So if let's say I'm going with East US, okay, and I'm going to configure one virtual machine, and I'm going to run it for 1 month. So 730 hours, I think it is going to be equal to 1 month. But let me select month only. Yeah, 1 month. So what is going to be the cost? Acha, if I'm going to reserve it for 3 years, right? Then in that case, I can get some discount of 62%. It is not some, actually, it is huge discount, right? But it depends. If you want to reserve, then in that case only you are going to get the discount. If I'm not going to reserve and I'm going to run it for 1 month, and the virtual machine is going to be of two virtual CPU and 8 gig RAM, then in that case I have to pay almost $137 for 1 month. It is in US. But if I am going to change the location, let's say I will go with India, right? India. Let's go with Central India. The same location, guys. No, sorry, the location is different, but the configuration is same. Then the price would be $143. India is expensive, right? So in US it is getting 137, but in India you have to pay $143 for 1 month if you are going to configure the same compute power. So I want that you should go through with this portal, this calculator, and you should get some idea that what is going to be the costing if you are going to opt for virtual machine, the storage, or if you are going to configure SQL database, app services, right? So you will get the idea. And if anytime it is needed, you can present it to the client also, because sometimes client also wants the estimate, right? So the estimate can be calculated by this way. Okay, so I am giving you this link, and this is going to be your homework before we'll start our classes. So you have to go through with this portal. And all the study materials and the interview questions, it would be shared with you over the classroom, right? I will create a Google Classroom. So once we'll start our first class over there, you will be able to get the study materials, the PPT, the interview questions, the assignments. Okay, everything you will be able to get right after that.
तो
Yes, please.
ये हमें Azure प्राइसिंग कैलकुलेटर क्या मतलब ये हमें परचेज करना पड़ेगा क्या?
नहीं नहीं, ये तो फ्री है ना। ये तो एक पोर्टल है, ऑनलाइन पोर्टल है, जहां से आपको पता लगता है कि प्राइसिंग क्या रहेगा सर्विसेज का। यू नीड नॉट टू पे एनीथिंग फॉर इट। ओके।
Okay.
हाँ, once you are going to configure the virtual machines, the services in Azure, in that case you have to create a free trial account or pay as you go account.
Hmm.
Got it?
Okay.
Yeah. So the classes would be for 104, it is going to be from Monday, I believe, and the timing would be 9:30 to 10:30, or it depends on the topic. If the topic is taking time, then it can stretch it up to 11 o'clock. Okay, and rest of the information you can get from the team. They will let you know. But still, if you have any other question, you may ask. Okay, then. So this is it for today. Let's wrap up the session, and then we are going to start from Monday, guys. All right. Thanks for joining the session. Bye, everyone. Good
Thank
night.
you,
Take
sir.
care. Bye bye.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.